Hello, my wonderful individuals of KP's 7th period English class. Today we will be talking about the good old red, white, and blue. No, not really. We're just going to be talking about red because it is the blood of their enemies that China bathes in. You know, a lot of people like to say that good old grand old China is a very powerful state, but they have a lot of problems, you know,
Chinese
like
government choose people.
communism.
Government
Oh, hello. Anyway,
Chinese government choose.
see, China's a great place to live. Don't let anybody else tell you anything. All right, we don't talk about why China's horrible. I mean, it's. Oh, I'm holding the gun. Doesn't that say something about capitalism? Capitalism is communism now, I guess. But anyway, the Tiananmen massacre. Great use of the loss of human life, you know? Like, it's pretty much the way of how things go. Except, it didn't happen. Right, China? It didn't happen. Never does, never did. Because, you know, in China, whenever something doesn't go right, you murder it. That's what they do to cats. One would say, they gobble that pussy right up. Enough said. So, how did the Tiananmen Square massacre even happen, right? So, in like 1989, China was like, you know, maybe capitalism would benefit us more than communism. And they were like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then the guy who was routing for it got fucking murked. He died of natural causes. But, then the college students, you know, where they're walking around like, hey, that guy had a point. Even though he died of completely natural causes, perhaps we should, I don't know, fight for capitalism, which is not communism with extra steps, right? It will never be communism with extra steps because you're a liberal. That's why. That's pretty much how politics work. Maybe not. Who knows? Because I'm not educated in this fact. But anyway, they decide to go on like protest, which protesting in China is illegal, which is not very nice. So by protesting, you get to be like court-martialed, or in this case, gunned down in the streets by the hundreds. Maybe you take a good old tank and then they go, you know, like, I mean, you're not going to have Slim Shady over here in the classroom, you know, saving you, or reject Netflix adaptation Light Yagame, who, if I'm good at editing, will be right here, and then Slim Shady will be right here after that. But that shows, maybe Jacob might have to help me with that. Who knows? Because I am just talking out of my, I almost said fetal cavity. Anyway, after they were gunned down, you know, there was no news coverage of the good old grand old fact. So you know what China did? Like I said before, never happened. Along with all the other protests that have ever happened in China, like in 1999, 2001, 2004, the one in 2009, or like how, you know, China just has poorly built infrastructure, and when they had an earthquake, you know, there were some weak school supports, and the school collapsed and killed like 3,000 children, and then the parents were like, we need to advocate better structure, you know, buildings in our society, and then China's like, no we don't, die! Which is hilarious because dead people are good fertilizer. And we all know China needs good fertilizer because they've murdered their ground and soil, their drinking water. You know, some parts of China you have to walk outside with a gas mask. Great place to live in, by the way. But you know what I hate more than Chinese people? Anyway, you gotta love good old, grand old communism.